If you guys do want to support me and my channel, please be sure to use code TemptedTriggerTV in the item shop. Thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yo, what's going on, guys? Tempted Trigger. First off, what I do gotta say is thank you so much for the support of my last video. It's at 2,200 views, which is insane for my channel. So if you guys want to see more videos like that, leave some suggestions in the comments and I'll be sure to look at some of them. With that being said, I'm going to get into today's video. It's going to be talking about why movement and why the AZERON is the next meta for Fortnite. So if you guys don't know what the AZERON is, it's essentially a keyboard with a thumbstick so you have 360 movement. And while 360 movement may not sound that important, being able to control your movement like a controller player will open up more shots for you, different angles you can go for, and your building will overall be better. So if you guys don't know, I used to be a controller player. I switched to mouse and keyboard around 6 months ago, I believe, 5 to 6 months ago. And the first thing I noticed was how bad the movement was. At first, I thought it was just because I wasn't used to it and it just would take some time. But quickly I learned that my keybinds were holding me back in terms of movement. My binds would stop me from being able to press A and D when I was building, which in turn made things like tunneling or even doing 90s very, very hard. So if you look at the bottom right, I changed my binds to left shift as floor, B is ramp, and V is cone, and then my wall is on my mouse. And the reason I did this is because I can press all my build binds while still being able to keep my fingers on WASD. So the movement on a keyboard is very rigid. You can only move in 8 different directions, compared to a controller where you can move any direction you want to, at any angle you want to. That's called 360 movement. However, on a keyboard, you only have the 8 different directions. So you have forward, backwards, left, right, diagonally to the right, diagonally to the left, diagonally backwards to the right. And a huge, huge difference that makes controller movement so much better than keyboard is the things you can do. So when you're tunneling on a keyboard, you have to keep looking forward to like place this wall. If you want to place the floor above you as well. I'm just doing this for an example. So I would constantly have to keep looking forward to do this. However, on a controller, I can stare to the right if I want to. So not only does this give you a better view of what's going on, whether it's in a scrim or even a box fight, this gives you more angles you can go for. So for example, when I'm editing on keyboard, if I want to edit, I have to take my finger off D. So I cannot move to the right until I've selected the edit, and then I confirm my mouse button. So that split second of not being able to control your movement is very annoying coming from controller, and that's why I bought the AZERON. See, if I'm on my controller, I constantly have control of my movement. So not only can you like avoid shots, but you can go for different angles that you can't go for on mouse keyboard. If I still haven't convinced you yet, I'm going to put some tweets on the screen right now from some really well-known pro players. One being Bizzle and the other being Raider. Even though Raider's not a pro, he's still a very well-known player. So Bizzle tweeted that he's switching to the Razor Orb Weaver, which is essentially the AZERON, but it doesn't have 360 movement. So I talked about the 8 direction movement on keyboard before. So the Orb Weaver essentially has an analog stick that has the 8 directional movement that a keyboard has. So it clicks in 8 different directions. It's not controller movement, but it would definitely give you better movement than 95% of keyboard players because most people can't press A or D when they're building. Rated464 also tweeted that he was switching to double movement binds and asking his fans what they thought the best movement binds were for double movement. He also commented on that tweet showing a video of him using it. As you can see, he's building a ramp to the right and running that way while still being able to build walls and cones to the left, which is impossible to do with standard keyboard movement. There's a lot of other pros to list, but these were the tweets I can find with videos and pictures that I thought would be more informative, especially coming from the highest earning player before World Cup and one of the best editors in the world. So if you guys haven't already, I encourage you to leave a sub and hit the bell so you get notified when I upload. My next video, I'll be on the AZERON, which means I'll be able to have controller movement, keyboard, and the aim of a mouse, which is going to be amazing. It's going to be really, really good content, and I'll show why you should switch to this or double movement binds. So with that being said, guys, thank you for all the support. Love you guys. Have a good one. Peace.